Greetings, children of the screen, your friendly neighborhood nerd scum, back once again after my belated Christmas vacation, and here tomorrow I'm going to have my Astonishing X-Men review out for you guys, but after a few conversations I've had over the last week, I wanted to go ahead and just do this quick video where I wanted to talk about pull lists for a moment. Now, this really only applies directly to the people who are not, people who are collecting comic books, not people who are really casual readers, unless you'll see how it might apply to you. So pull lists, for those of you who don't know, when you go to a comic book store, you're able to set up what is either called a pull list or a subscription. Now, the pull list or the subscription will basically, you put down the list of all the comic books you want. You can ask if you want variants for certain issues or certain books in general. You can put in special requests through this. But the primary function of the pull list for you as a customer is that you will always have those books. They will always be in your pull list unless there was like some kind of delivery or ordering problem, which, let's face it, with Diamond is a thing that happens. So, but let's move on. So yeah, the primary function for it is that it ensures that whatever your books you have on there, you will always get. This keeps you from showing up to the store and finding out that the books are all sold out. By the same token, if a book becomes really, really popular and you have it on your pull list, you will get first come, first serve. The people who add to their pull list, like let's say Doomsday Clock right now, if you add Doomsday Clock on number 3 to your pull list, well then when number 4 comes out, if there's not enough issues, not only for the wall, but the people who had already had it on their pull list, because the orders have to go in like 2 weeks in advance, sometimes a month in advance, those original people will get first dibs on those comic books and on the variants for those comic books and all the special things. So again, this is why it's important for you as a customer to have a pull list. Not only is it important to have a pull list, but to keep yourself apprised on what's coming out so that you can add new things to your pull list, but 2 weeks to a month before it actually comes out. Now, most comic book stores, they'll have either free issues of the previous books, or they'll have other previous books that you can kind of flip through. Normally they're a little expensive to buy, but those books will give you a good idea of what's coming out here, in the next couple of months, basically. The other function of the pull list, which doesn't really apply to the customer, but to the shop owner, is that pull lists and subscriptions traditionally are one of the main ways that comic book shops gauge what the interest in a book will be before it comes out. Because books have lots of hype going on around them, but just because there's a lot of hype about a book doesn't actually mean that's a book a lot of people are wanting to buy the issues of. These days, a lot of people wait for the trade. So a lot of comic book shops look at how many people sign up for a book on their pull list and use that as a general gauge to determine how many shelf copies they should order. Now, obviously, for first and second issues, a lot of times they'll order a little bit extra and then see what happens and start paring it down. But if there's a book you want and you have it on your pull list, that indicates to them, okay, not only does this person want it, but that is a good chance that for every one person who wants that, there's probably 2 to 3 other people who don't have a pull list who might want that book. So when you start a pull list, not only do you ensure that you get every comic book that you want before everyone else, well, you don't get it early or anything like that, but you will always have it, even if the store runs out of shelf copies, and at the same time, you will be helping the comic book store determine kind of what they should be trying out. Like, if there's a new book that, like, no one really is hyped about, but there's a lot of people on subscription or pull list, they're going to get more copies of that book. So if there's a book you want to support, if there's a book you want, people to read, put it on your pull list, and that'll ensure there'll be more shelf copies in your store. So those are the 2 primary functions of pull lists. There are a lot of other little odds and ends about them, but like as a person who collects comics or even casually reads comics, those are the things that you need to know about the pull list. And they are very helpful. I hear a lot of people, especially right now where comic stores are having to order like so much lower stock, people saying that like I had to go to 3 different comic book stores and nowhere had it on the shelf. Like if you want that book really badly, put it on your subscription list. Because at the same time, if you have it on your subscription list and you end up deciding you don't want it, you can always take it off or something to that effect. So anyway, guys, those are my basic thoughts on the pull list, what you need to know, how it helps you, how it helps the stores. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. share this video with some friends, and so make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to check out all the new content I'm going to have coming out here pretty soon. I've got my Astonishing X-Men video coming out tomorrow. Then I'm going to be starting to film my new scripted portions, my comedic bits, and should be having those hopefully coming out late this week or maybe next week. Right on, guys, so thank you very much. Also, I just want to give a shout-out. Author Joseph from Joseph's Books redid my opening credit sequence that you guys saw up there, so make sure and head over to his channel at Joseph's Books and check them out. He's got a lot of cool videos that I think you'd really enjoy. Right on, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Nerd Scum, out.